Welcome, everyone, to the Purpose for Life podcast. We are Wisdom Wednesdays, no matter what day you listen. And I'm your host, Suzanne Roberts, author of It's Deeper Than That. And I'm excited to share with you on the book portal. The documentary is now live, so you can go in and watch it. And you can also sign up for a documentary salon call to see if you'd like to bring the documentary Me to your area. I'm excited for that. And I'm the founder of The Great Reconnection. And on Wisdom Wednesdays, I always have a co-pilot. And today my co-pilot is Monu Singh, who's been with us many times. Thank you for being here, Monu.
Thank you, Suzanne. I'm so happy to be back.
I'm happy to have you back. And today we're discussing something that is very deep and something that's been crucial for me. It's determining safety and determining safety inside of me. As many of you know, with my history of surviving childhood sexual abuse with my father, I did not feel safe. And I was desperate to have something else than that terror or reflex of like lack of safety all the time. I wanted so much to find a way to rest from that and have a different way of being. And I am so fortunate that I found a way to find safety inside of me with the precious current of life, my own soul currency inside of me. Which reminds me, if this is your first time tuning in, the first podcast is about currency. And we're saying that the current of energy of our life is a gift given to us by the source of life for all of creation. And it is our soul current, which is really an energy current. You know, we don't need to make it, esoteric in a way. It's very practical. It's a current that runs between poles, between formless and form, or whatever you want to call those two poles. But our current, our soul current, is running through form to remember itself for us as human beings. And so inside of us, this current of energy literally conducts through our cerebral spinal fluid. And I'm always fascinated and mesmerized by that. No matter where I am, where you are, whatever we're doing, not doing, that our soul, a drop of the eternal ocean of love, is conducting energy through our cerebral spinal fluid. And if we choose to, we can tune into it and have access to the most glorious, radiant energy that we could never design on our own, but an incredible gift that's been given to us. So when we talk about safety, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to read from the wisdom deck, which you can now also buy through the book portal. The card about safety reads like this: your safety, belonging, dignity, and value are inherently linked to your vital life energy. There is nothing to prove or earn. You have already been given the gift of life. So we're saying turn your attention away from trying to seek your safety, your belonging, or your dignity outside of yourself, when we've been already given this incredible current of life energy inside of us. So let's see what the book It's Deeper Than That says about this. And this is in the chapter about the mind when the mind leads us astray. Another way the mind leads us astray is by seeking our safety and belonging solely through an outer lens. There is never a guarantee of safety in the world. Never. Safety, quotes, is the condition of being free from risk or harm. Everyone that's listening, there is no guarantee that outside of us we're ever going to be free from risk or harm. There's no way to control the outside world to ensure that. I believe safety can only truly exist inside of ourselves at the center of our being. Our living, vital energy is safe, ever giving, never putting us in harm's way or at risk. That current is only radiating love, grace, and mercy. It's generative energy. So for us, if we can learn to rest inside, we can be resourced by this radiant energy. And then we can know inner safety. And I just want to say that we all deserve to know inner safety. We all deserve to know that there is a place to rest and reside within ourselves, where there is no harm or risk, no matter what's happening outside of us. I'm going to read a little bit more from the back of the card, and then we'll discuss this. Outer seeking is ever changing and unpredictable. We've talked about the material world is ever changing and unpredictable, and we don't know when something's going to come our way or not. Yet, our radiant life energy is always available, provided to us by the eternal ocean of love inside of us. So we are already safe in life in this well of love. We are safe in the wholeness and holiness that resides within us. So let us consider today a day of tuning our attention inward to rest and to tune into this radiant energy as our source of safety. Our gift has already been given to us. This gift of life energy, we can't breathe without it. We can't do anything without it. And it's already rewarding us from within. And when I learned about this current of energy inside, I was so desperate from something else in my suffering than living terrified all the time and waiting for my dad to come in again, or that sense of, it was horrible. I never got a break, and everything else outside of me looked terrifying. I couldn't even see things that were safe outside of me because I was in this alarmed state all the time. And what I'm so grateful for is learning about this current of energy residing inside of me and being an experimenter and a researcher and a student, to want to discover what this is inside of me and to start to tune into it and rest into it and feel bathed by the glory and the safety and the radiance inside, so that no matter what's going on outside of me, I have access to wholeness and holiness inside of me, and I am forever changed. It doesn't change the events that happened to me. Those all really happened to me, and they're not happening right now. And why live in the memory of them when I can be in the truth of what's residing right inside of me? And it takes work to choose to find the safety within and not just go along with old history or old habits. It requires a dedication and a commitment to wanting the deeper than that for oneself. But like I said, I was desperate to know something different. And sometimes I just feel so grateful for what I experienced, because it created a desperateness in me for the something more that I've dedicated my life to. And I know it's possible because I've lived it. And I want that for each and every one of you listening here today. And Monu, how do you interface with dealing with the alarm that might be inside of you from your history? And how do you true back into finding safety inside of you? And what does this all mean for you?
Well, I guess I'll start by saying that I really feel like a baby when it comes to all of this. Like it's so new for me to think about turning my attention inwards and seeking safety there, because I've been so trained from, childhood, really, from as far back as I can remember, to look outside of myself for ways that I can feel safe, whether that's like through someone's approval, through someone's praise, or acceptance in some way. And like after a lifetime, I think, of living that way in every aspect of my life, personally, professionally, it feels revelatory. It feels like a relief, and it feels very true to my experience that the only way that I can actually experience real safety, true safety, is actually inside of myself because, like the reading that you did said, the outside world is ever changing, whether it's our environments, the people that we interact with, their moods, their, priorities and agendas. Um, One day they like you, the next day they don't, like these are not things that are constant. But what is constant is that energy. If we're alive, that energy that we can be safe in, our own aliveness, our own radiance, that is constant and unchanging, always giving the same thing all the time, whether we are aware of it, whether we're consciously aware of it or not, it doesn't matter. It's always there. And so it has been work. It has been challenging to remember that and to practice feeling into what that experience is, what that can bring me. And I would say, I think the second question you asked was like how I do that. I do it with a lot of support with from, people who are further down the path than I am. Certainly, you, Suzanne, have been a tremendous help to me in this. And just practicing and I think of it as like learning any new skill, whether it's a musical instrument or whether it's a new sport that you're picking up. Like, how does it feel? How does the instrument feel in my hand? What is my experience of it? If I hold it this way, what is it like? If I hold it that way, what is it like? And it's the same examination that I'm doing inside of myself. Can I trust this? And I do think that little by little, with more practice I do, the more reps I get in, I can feel the shift inside of me. It just becomes a little bit easier, I think, each time to turn my attention inwards and feel the truth of that radiance and feel myself be able to rest in that
Yeah.
safety, to actually like let the guards down, you know, because the guards are always up, when it comes to the outside world. And in a way, I feel like that's smart in a certain kind of way, but knowing that there is a place where I can rest that is steady feels like such a huge relief and so restorative.
I really appreciate what you're saying. I remember going into the men's prison and doing a leadership training there for 5 months. This was the reintegration unit. And we would talk about if we're going to practice something different in here, we have to ask if you're willing to put your armor down and put it back up when you walk back out. But I want you to be able to choose armor down, armor up, because if you're armoring up all the time, you never get to rest. So if it
Yep.
means when you're turning your attention inward, you're going to say guard down. And I think part of what I think is very important here is it takes a while to learn to trust that this life energy is actually safe. If you're not used to feeling safe in the world, it doesn't just go like, it's just I've been practicing this 53 years. So, but it's not like an overnight thing. And I appreciate what you're saying. But when you get the taste of that there's something sweeter, then you can choose that more often. And you have to learn to trust that it's actually still there, that this life energy is still here and constant. And it takes time to trust it. And it's a worthy exercise
Yeah,
to explore,
absolutely.
to trust it, to give yourself a break. And in the documentary, Dr. Maury Stephen talks about as a man of many intersections, but is seen by the world as a Black man who people project criminalization onto them. When they found their own inner safety that they had never had before, what that meant for them and how they could see themselves differently. because they internalized that they were harmful. And when they found that rest inside, they still watch to see if there's danger outside, but they come to it from a place of their own wholeness and holiness. And that's what I want for every listener, is to know that there is already wholeness and holiness within you, that you can find refuge in there no matter what's happening outside of you. Nobody can take that away from you.
And that feels great. It's
So,
yours.
yeah, it's amazing. Thank you for listening here with us on Wisdom Wednesdays with my co-host, Monu Singh, my co-pilot. And I'm Suzanne Roberts, founder of The Great Reconnection, which is reconnecting us to our deepest self, our soul currency. Author of It's Deeper Than That. And it's the Purpose for Life podcast that helps us deepen in what is our deeper purpose for life. Thank you all for listening. If you haven't subscribed. If this is your first time listening, browse through. There's great different kinds of podcasts on here that are worthy of listening to. And thank you, Monu, for being with us here again. And do you have any parting words you'd like to say?
No, I just like to wish everybody the best of luck in their own inner exploration.
Absolutely. Thank you all for listening. And for now, this is the end of the episode for Purpose for Life podcast, Wisdom Wednesdays.